two-a-days starting up. Do you like what you see so far?
Yeah, I do. We've got good numbers, and the kids' effort has been really, really good. I've been pleased with the way they've worked and the way they've listened and the way they've tried to cooperate and get through some little adversity. But, yeah, I like what I've seen. I'm happy with them.
Now, when you think back to last year's team, you guys ran the ball and ran it pretty successfully. Do you see yourself, and Jake had a lot of carries, in a lot of games. Do you see yourself moving away from that a little bit, giving him a little bit of a break?
Oh, he's pretty good. And, traditionally it wasn't just last year. I mean, if you go back and look, we've had several tailbacks rush for over 1,000 yards, and that's kind of what we do. We run the football and run some play action, and that's kind of who we are and what we're all about. So, we're probably not going to be a lot different than what we've been.
You said he's pretty good. You're absolutely right about that. He had the awards to prove it, the accolades. It's funny when you think about what he did last season. Thomas Tyner at Aloha got a lot of the publicity. Being a five-star going to Oregon. Did you guys ever laugh some Friday nights, given the fact that Jake didn't play a lot of second halves and some of the numbers and how everyone was raving about that and the numbers that Jake put up not playing a lot of games?
Yeah, well, I'm proud of Jake because he's a very humble young man, and we knew all along, week in and week out, that Jake was going to be consistent. He was going to get carries, and he was going to make yards after contact, and he was going to keep us in games and give us a chance to win. And he's a real selfless young man, and I think that's one of the reasons that the kids like him and admire him so much is he's never about Jake and tooting his own horn, and he's always about complimenting his teammates, and he's a team guy. So we take a lot of pride in. I tell the kids, if you're going to be a tough, competitive, good football team, there's two things that you need to do. And on offense, when you need to run the ball, you need to be able to run the ball, and then late in games on defense, when you need to be able to stop the run, you need to do that. So those are some goals that we have, some characteristics that we want our kids to have on our football team.
When you let your mind wander a little bit about what Jake could do if you kind of let him loose a little more, where does your mind end up? What comes to mind if you were to let him run?
Well, you know what? About the one thing about Jake that is really unique is I coach him in track, and we were just going along one year this at a track meet this year, and all of a sudden Jake goes 6'8" in the high jump, and somebody looked at me like, where'd that come from? And I said, that's just Jake being Jake. And so, Jake does some things that nobody really even expects him to do, and he just kind of goes off. And he has the ability to do that. So, I think that you've seen Jake, at his best. And Jake's all about being a team guy and winning games. And at the end of the day, when you ask Jake about his numbers or his yards or whatever, that's not going to matter to him. What's going to matter to him is how did our team do, and what did he do to contribute to help us be successful. So, we have some other kids who can run the ball as well besides Jake. I have got another tailback that would start, I think, for just about most other teams. His name's JT Valenzuela, and he will get to run the ball some too. But we're going to be, that's who we are. I mean, when you think about West Albany football, we want to line up, and we want to run the ball, and we want to be physical, and we want to play good defense. And so we're not going to stray very far from that. That's just who we are.
You guys last year, obviously second in Mid-Willamette, just the 2 losses all season, came to Silverton. What's going to take to get back at the Foxes this season? Well,
Silverton's going to be a very good football team. I've watched a lot of film and kind of studied them, and they have 8 guys returning off a defense from last year that I thought was one of the best in the state. So they're going to be good defensively, and offensively they've got a lot of returning starters as well. And Chandler, the quarterback, I was really, really impressed with his presence and his ability to take care of the football and make plays. So we're going to, when we play Silverton, whenever that day comes, we're going to have to be top of our game, and I like that challenge. But we've got some, our league's pretty tough. Silverton obviously is going to be good, but there's a lot of other teams in our league that I think that have the ability to win on any Friday night, and so I think it's going to be really competitive. I think overall 5A football, I think there's a lot of balance. Obviously, you have the traditional teams you have Sherwood and you have Marist and you have Mountain View and you have some teams like that, and I think all those clubs are going to be good, but it seems to me like the parity is getting more even, and I think that programs are developing, and I think this year what you're going to see is I think you're going to see more close games, and we know that we got our work cut out for us. I mean, obviously we play Marist at home week 1, and I have a great deal of respect for Frank. He's a great coach, and he's a very, very excellent person as well, and he has his team ready to play every week. So we from the get-go we got our hands full, and we don't want to look much further down the road than that. But no, when you open up, I think we play Marist, we play Sherwood, we play CV, we play Silverton, all in the first 5 weeks of the season. So we're going to find out what we're all about right away, and that's good. That'll give us something to work on. It'll give us a little bit of incentive, it'll give some goals, and I'm pretty sure it'll keep us pretty humble.
When you look at this year, and you mentioned it right off the bat, you don't have a break in there in the first 5 weeks. You mentioned the identity of this team, running the ball, sort of smash mouth, football. Is there anything that you learned from last season that you were trying to apply for this year? Where would you like to see the team grow between now and that week 1 game?
Well, every year is a new team, and we had some personnel issues last year that maybe limited us to being as balanced as I want us to be. I think that we can be more of a balanced football team this year, throwing the ball and stretching the field vertical and doing some play action stuff. But we're still going to be, our foundation is going to be, we want to line up and we want to be physical and we want to impose our will and run the football. And, that's what we hang our hat on. And I've just, this is my philosophy in coaching is, you need to know what you're all about and then be the best that you can at that. So that's who we are. That's what we do. And, defensively, I think that we're going to continue to grow and get better. So, as far as last year's go, I was really proud of our team, of our kids. We won 9 games. We lost 2 games, and we lost to the same team twice, and they were really a good football team. And I tip my hat to them, and challenge accepted. So, we'll play those guys again, and I'm sure they feel the same way. But we just have to take, one game at a time. And right now in doubles, the focus this week has just been about West Albany. Making sure we're getting lined up right, and we know our assignment, and we're using good technique and those types of things. But next week we're going to be getting revved up, and we're going to play a really good football team week 1 right out there, and they'll challenge us. So I look forward to that.